Hello everybody, Josh Nahm here with JoshNahmGolf.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at Jason Day. Jason just won the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines. We're going to take a look at his swing today, talk about a couple key parts, and hopefully you'll learn something, and some of these parts may help you become a better driver of the golf ball. Jason's one of the longest hitters on tour, and he also launches the ball very high, and you'll see that most long hitters launch the ball extremely high. If you happen to be a low ball hitter, you're probably leaving a lot of distance on the table. And we're going to talk about how Jason hits it so far and so high and how he hits it so straight. So first thing we're going to look at from the face on here is just his posture. And if we draw a line underneath his armpit, you're going to notice how it goes right through his knees into the balls of his feet. And that tells me he's really balanced. He's got great posture there. Hips are back. Everything looks really good. As we'll see on the face-on view, camera angle's a little off, but you see how the ball's up. And one of the things I notice with most amateurs is the ball is too far back, which causes them to hit down on it too much or get too steep. So keep that ball up by your left foot. Now from the face-on, two things we're going to really look at here. One is on the takeaway. Look how the club swings right up on plane. And one of the things I really want you guys to check is when the club is parallel to the ground, it should bisect your hands where it kind of, see the club head here is intercepting his hands, and the shaft is going down his target line. You know, most amateurs, when you see the club head, it's somewhere back in here at this point. Keep the club in front of your hands. The second thing we're going to see on down the line is when he gets to where his left arm is parallel to the ground, you see how his hands are in the middle of his chest. It's a great position here for irons and woods to check. Again, a lot of amateurs get their hands way too far behind them. This is keeping his arms in the middle of his chest, which makes it possible for him not to get stuck. We hear that word a lot, stuck. What's that mean? The arms get behind the turn. His arms, you can see, are right in the middle of his chest. He's in a perfect position. As we go to the face-on now, I'm going to draw a line around his head. I'm going to talk about how steady his head looks. We're going to take him to the same spot here roughly. Now we see here, again, left arm is about parallel to the ground. Same spot it is here on the left. And I want everyone to notice how much his shoulders have turned. He's probably 60% turned, 65% turned already. Most amateurs don't turn enough at that spot. They swing their arms in and across them. They don't turn their shoulders enough. We can see Jason's turned a lot. You can see how straight his right elbow is still. Very little bend. He's keeping his arms wide and in the middle of his chest. Now as we take it to the top on both of these, couple things here. He doesn't tend to turn his hips a lot, and his right hip actually slides a little. You can see it from the start here. If I draw a line off his hip, it tends to slide a little bit there instead of turning. And what that causes him to do is it causes his spine to get very upright. He doesn't have a lot of secondary tilt. What I mean by that is I'd like to see a little more tilt behind it. We'll talk about what compensations he makes coming down with that. As he comes down in order to create some tilt, you're going to see the lower body drives forward, but the head from about this point on is actually going to back up a little. This gives him that secondary tilt and impact that's so vital to hit it high and far. His head's actually backed up out of it a little. He's gotten that secondary tilt. I'd prefer to see somebody maintain it a little more so the head doesn't have to back up, but still a very, very powerful move. Now from here on the face-on, you're going to see the club shallows, gets parallel to the original swing plane line, comes right down his forearm, which we love to see, and on through. Now here's a part that I hear a lot of amateurs, they don't want to flip it. I hear, well, I'm trying to hold on, I don't want to flip it. I wouldn't call this a flip, but look how aggressively he's releasing that club. There's no hold on there. He's really releasing it, letting it go. You can see an impact here. Club gets a little blurry. But the shaft's actually 85 degrees or 5 degrees back of straight up and down. The club head is passing his hands. He's not trying to hold on to it. He's letting the club release and pass his hands. This allows him to hit it a lot higher. He's releasing the club, and we can see how the club passes the hands and he gets that full extension. Now there's no hold on there. That's just letting it go. So a full release. You also see one of the things I'd love for you amateurs to really work on. If we take this back a little ways, look how his head really stays back behind the ball. His hips are forward, and he creates this kind of reverse C look almost. It's a great position to get people to hit it from the inside and get a draw and really hit it high. So I hope you learned something from this. Jason's obviously got one of the best swings on tour. Has a tremendous amount of width, and when we say width, again, hands staying in front of the turn. You can see how much width he has here between his arms and his body. Maintains that width. The right arm doesn't bend over 90 degrees. And he speeds up through impact while keeping his head back. Just a tremendous swing. So I hope you guys learned something from this. There's a lot of things you can incorporate into your swing to hit it further. And keep coming back to JoshNomGolf.com. We're going to do this every week with a PGA, LPGA, or Senior Tour winner, as well as some blogs and some tips for you guys. So hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again soon.